The music world and reality TV fans are in absolute shock tonight as Tamar Braxton breaks her silence on the scandal that has rocked every corner of the celebrity universe. After months of rumors, whispers, and social media frenzy, Tamar has finally stepped forward to address the explosive affair with Mendeecees, revealing details that nobody saw coming. But that's not all. This revelation is paired with the jaw-dropping question fans have been asking for weeks. Did Yandy Smith really go after Tamar in a violent confrontation? Insider sources claim there are leaked messages, private texts, and eyewitness accounts that shed light on a night filled with betrayal, emotion, and chaos. Fans are flooding social media as every clip, screenshot, and snippet of conversation circulates like wildfire. Tamar's confession isn't just shocking, it's deeply personal, exposing heartbreak, tension, and the raw reality behind the headlines. Rumors that once seemed exaggerated are now being confirmed in ways that leave fans speechless and desperate for more. Friends close to Tamar and Mendeecees reveal emotional confrontations, tearful breakdowns, and explosive phone calls that turned the scandal into a viral sensation overnight. The big question remains: how did Yandy react, and what really happened during the confrontation that has fans talking non-stop? The insider leaks promise more drama, explosive reveals, and jaw-dropping twists than anyone could have imagined. Social media is already buzzing, with fans dissecting every detail and speculation running wild. This is the story everyone is waiting for, the confession no one expected, and the scandal that could redefine the hotel universe. Stay tuned as we dive into every shocking detail. The drama surrounding Tamar Braxton, Mendeecees Harris, and Yandy Smith has reached unprecedented levels, and insiders are revealing details that are as shocking as they are explosive. Sources close to the situation confirm that Tamar finally broke her silence on the much-rumored affair with Mendeecees, setting the stage for a series of revelations that have fans and reality TV enthusiasts reeling. According to insiders, this confession came after months of secrecy, hidden messages, and behind-the-scenes whispers that hinted at a tangled web of relationships, betrayals, and heated confrontations. Friends of Tamar claim she had been grappling with the emotional fallout of her actions for months. Leaked texts and private communications suggest a whirlwind of guilt, fear, and heartbreak. Tamar allegedly admitted that the connection with Mendeecees was complicated, emotional, and at times, entirely unplanned, leading to moments of tension and secrecy. Every move seemed calculated, but emotions were raw and real, fueling an internal storm that was impossible to ignore. Fans dissected every leaked message, with social media threads going viral as they tried to piece together the chronology of events. According to insiders, the affair didn't exist in a vacuum. Tamar's revelation intersects with a night that has become legendary among hotel fans, an alleged confrontation involving Yandy Smith. Sources describe a heated, emotional encounter that reportedly left Tamar shaken and vulnerable. Private accounts suggest that words were exchanged, voices were raised, and emotions boiled over in a way that was deeply personal yet highly publicized by insiders who were privy to the drama. Social media immediately caught wind of the confrontation, with fans debating whether the reports were accurate, exaggerated, or partially fabricated. Leaked messages reportedly detail Tamar's side of the story, where she expresses a mix of regret, anxiety, and the pressure of keeping the affair hidden from public scrutiny. Friends claim she admitted to emotional struggles, moments of panic, and the complexity of navigating feelings that conflicted with her personal values. Meanwhile, sources say Mendeecees had his own internal turmoil, aware of the potential consequences of his actions and the growing likelihood that the truth would inevitably surface. Fans were captivated as every new leak added layers of drama and speculation, making the story impossible to ignore. Insiders suggest that the confrontation with Yandy was both emotional and explosive. According to leaked eyewitness accounts, Tamar felt cornered, vulnerable, and betrayed, while Yandy confronted her directly about the alleged affair. The exchanges reportedly included emotional appeals, accusations, and tense moments that could have erupted physically, but were stopped at the last minute by friends or onlookers. Social media erupted with speculation, with fans dissecting every leaked text, social media post, and video clip to determine the veracity of the accounts. The story quickly became a viral sensation, dominating conversations across multiple platforms. Friends close to Tamar indicate that the stress and emotional turmoil following the confrontation were intense. Leaks reportedly show Tamar struggling with sleepless nights, private reflections, and consultations with trusted confidants about how to navigate the fallout. Sources say she expressed fear of public backlash, concern over how her personal life would be judged, and anxiety about the ongoing dynamics between her, Mendeecees, and Yandy. Fans on social media eagerly consumed every snippet, creating viral discussions that spanned hours and days. According to insiders, Mendeecees Harris also faced intense scrutiny. Friends suggest he was navigating a complex web of personal accountability, public perception, and emotional entanglements. Leaked communications indicate that he felt trapped between loyalty to Yandy, concern for Tamar, and the expectations of fans, who were monitoring every interaction. The result was a high-stakes drama that blurred the lines between private relationships and public spectacle, keeping everyone involved on edge. Leaked texts and private conversations reportedly revealed moments of vulnerability from Tamar that few expected. Friends describe confessions of fear, guilt, and uncertainty, alongside expressions of longing, emotional confusion, and a desire for resolution. These revelations painted a picture of someone caught between emotional truth and social expectation, navigating a scenario that was both intensely personal and wildly public. Fans dissected every leaked detail, analyzing behavior, tone, and the potential implications for everyone involved. Insiders claim that the emotional intensity didn't end with the confrontation. Sources report that following the heated exchange, private discussions continued between Tamar, Mendeecees, and friends attempting to mediate the situation. Leaked messages allegedly reveal a series of attempts at reconciliation, apologies, and clarifications, but the underlying tension remained palpable. Social media coverage exploded as snippets of these conversations were shared, each adding fuel to the viral fire. According to leaked accounts, the revelation of the affair and the confrontation with Yandy triggered a cascade of emotional reactions. Friends describe moments of crying, confessions, and intense heart-to-heart conversations. Tamar reportedly expressed regret for the affair, while simultaneously defending the emotional complexity that led to her actions. The interpersonal dynamics were complicated further by public scrutiny, with fans debating who was in the right and who was at fault. The story's reach extended beyond the show, dominating social media trends and making headlines across multiple platforms. Insiders suggest that the leaked messages also contained references to attempts at damage control. Friends claim that Tamar and Mendeecees had private conversations strategizing how to handle the public fallout, how to communicate honestly without causing additional chaos, and how to manage the perceptions of fans and media outlets. These discussions, though private, were partially leaked, creating another wave of speculation and online debates. Sources report that the confrontation revealed not only emotional truths, but also hidden tensions that had been simmering beneath the surface for months. Leaked communications suggest that Yandy's anger was fueled by perceived betrayal, while Tamar's fear stemmed from the exposure of private actions that she wished had remained hidden. Friends describe a volatile mix of anger, sadness, and regret, creating a highly charged environment that became impossible to contain once social media got wind of the leaks. Finally, insiders hint that the night of confrontation and Tamar's subsequent confessions were only the beginning of a long, tangled saga. Sources suggest that more revelations, leaked conversations, and emotional reactions are expected to surface, promising that fans are far from seeing the full story. The web of relationships, betrayal. The aftermath of Tamar Braxton's confession about her affair with Mendeecees Harris sent shockwaves through the Lahortal fanbase, and insiders reveal that tensions only escalated in the days that followed. Friends close to the situation describe a flurry of private messages, heated phone calls, and emotional meetings as everyone involved scrambled to make sense of the scandal. Tamar, still grappling with guilt and fear, reportedly confided in a small circle of trusted allies, admitting that the affair had spiraled far beyond her control. Fans online immediately seized upon leaked screenshots, sharing them across social media platforms, and fueling endless debate over the motives, emotions, and consequences behind the shocking revelation. Sources claim that the fallout also reignited the tension with Yandy Smith. Eyewitness accounts and leaked texts suggest that the confrontation was far more emotionally charged than originally reported. Tamar allegedly described moments of verbal escalation where harsh words flew, accusations were thrown, and boundaries were tested. Friends say the intensity left Tamar visibly shaken, prompting a series of private conversations with Mendeecees, in which they both attempted to navigate the fallout while keeping their emotions in check. Social media exploded with speculation as fans tried to decipher the leaked snippets, debating whether the altercation was physical, verbal, or somewhere in between. Insiders say that as the scandal unfolded, Mendeecees himself became increasingly anxious about the public reaction. Sources report that he privately admitted to friends that he underestimated the emotional complexity of the affair and the depth of Yandy's reaction. Leaked messages indicate that he felt torn between his loyalty to Yandy, the growing emotional bond with Tamar, and the relentless scrutiny of fans and social media. Every post, comment, and online discussion added to the pressure, making the situation almost impossible to contain. Friends of Tamar describe her as being in an emotional whirlwind, alternating between remorse, fear, and a sense of inevitability. Leaked texts allegedly reveal her late-night confessions about how the affair began, the emotional connection she felt, and the guilt she carried knowing that others would be hurt. Social media users dissected these messages with surgical precision, turning each revelation into viral commentary, predictions, and debates about the moral and ethical implications of the situation. According to insiders, the confrontation with Yandy also had ripple effects on Mendeecees' personal life. Friends report that private discussions revealed his internal struggle as he attempted to balance accountability, transparency, and emotional honesty. Leaked texts indicate moments of desperation, regret, and reflection as he weighed his loyalty to Yandy against the undeniable emotional tension he felt with Tamar. Social media fans dissected every interaction, speculating about potential fallout and future confrontations. Sources claim that Tamar's emotional turmoil was compounded by the intensity of the public's reaction. Friends report that she struggled with the judgment, gossip, and scrutiny, confessing privately to close allies that the exposure of her private life felt like a personal attack. Leaked messages allegedly show her wrestling with whether to stay silent, clarify her side of the story, or confront the chaos head-on. Each decision carried the risk of inflaming tensions further, and fans eagerly watched as every snippet of her private struggle went viral. Insiders indicate that the conflict created an ongoing cycle of private reconciliation attempts and public speculation. Friends describe how Tamar and Mendeecees attempted to manage the narrative, navigate emotional conversations, and mitigate the consequences of the affair. Leaked communications allegedly show discussions of how to communicate openly without escalating drama, how to address Yandy directly, and how to manage the inevitable social media frenzy. Fans devoured every leaked text, screenshot, and video clip, creating a non-stop viral discourse. Eyewitness accounts suggest that the confrontation with Yandy was emotionally intricate. Friends say that moments of apology, accusation, and frustration collided, creating a tense atmosphere that was impossible to ignore. Leaks indicate that Yandy's words were direct, emotional, and filled with a mix of hurt and righteous anger, while Tamar's responses were defensive, remorseful, and candid. Social media quickly dissected every detail, sparking viral debates about whether reconciliation was possible, or if the relationship dynamics were irreparably damaged. According to insiders, the affair also reignited old tensions in the broader social circle. Friends claim that other cast members and mutual acquaintances became deeply involved, offering advice, commentary, and sometimes criticism. Leaked messages suggest heated discussions over loyalty, responsibility, and the ethical dimensions of the affair. Fans followed every development, turning minor details into viral talking points and making the scandal impossible to ignore. Leaked communications reportedly reveal that Tamar and Mendeecees faced multiple emotional crossroads. Friends describe private conversations filled with tears, confessions, and attempts at reconciliation. Each exchange carried enormous emotional weight, revealing not just guilt and fear, but also lingering feelings, unresolved tension, and the complexities of managing relationships under public scrutiny. Social media amplified each revelation, with viral debates dissecting motives, behaviors, and potential consequences. Sources indicate that Yandy's reaction went beyond a single confrontation. Leaks suggest she engaged in private discussions with close friends, strategizing about how to respond to the affair, protect her own emotional well-being, and address the viral attention. Insider reports claim these interactions were candid, revealing both vulnerability and calculated attempts to maintain composure. Fans dissected every leak, screenshot, and rumor, transforming private strategy sessions into public fascination. Insiders claim that the situation escalated further when additional leaked communications revealed moments of tension between Tamar and other hotel cast members. Friends describe how whispered conversations, leaked texts, and subtle confrontations created an environment of uncertainty, drama, and emotional intensity. Social media users seized on every detail, analyzing interactions for hidden meaning, alliances, and potential future conflicts. The viral nature of the leaks ensured that every new revelation would trigger a fresh wave of speculation. Finally, sources suggest that the story was far from over. Friends report ongoing private discussions, emotional confrontations, and leaked communications hinting at more explosive moments ahead. Tamar's confession, combined with the intense reaction from Yandy and the viral nature of social media, guarantees that the scandal will continue to dominate headlines. Fans remain captivated, analyzing every leaked message, video clip, and comment, eager to see what happens next in this emotionally charged saga. As the scandal continued to unfold, insiders report that Tamar Braxton and Mendeecees Harris faced the full brunt of public scrutiny, with every private confession, leaked text, and whispered conversation magnified under the social media microscope. Sources reveal that Tamar's emotional vulnerability reached new heights, as she struggled to navigate the fallout from both her admitted affair and the explosive confrontation with Yandy Smith. Friends describe her as torn between regret, fear, and the desire to explain herself to fans, while simultaneously managing her own sense of personal accountability. Every leaked snippet of conversation fueled heated debates online, creating a cycle of speculation, judgment, and fan-driven storytelling that showed no signs of slowing down. According to insiders, Mendeecees was equally caught in a whirlwind of public and private pressures. Friends claim that he faced emotional confrontations with both Tamar and Yandy, struggling to reconcile his feelings while defending himself against growing criticism. Leaked texts allegedly reveal moments of desperation and reflection, with Mendeecees questioning how a private emotional connection spiraled into a scandal that captured national attention. Fans dissected every word, turning private emotions into viral talking points that dominated trending discussions across Twitter, Instagram, and fan forums. The confrontation with Yandy continued to resonate in both private and public circles. Sources report that Yandy's reaction was multifaceted, blending righteous anger, shock, and strategic calm. Friends close to her reveal that she engaged in private conversations with leaked communications indicate that Tamar and Mendeecees attempted to negotiate the complex emotional terrain, seeking moments of understanding amidst the chaos. Friends describe private meetings and heartfelt conversations aimed at clarifying intentions, repairing trust, and managing the inevitable public fallout. Yet, sources claim that each step forward seemed to trigger another wave of viral speculation, as fans interpreted every gesture, social media post, and leaked text for hidden meaning, perpetuating the drama in real time. Insiders say that Yandy's involvement didn't end with a single confrontation. Friends reveal that she continued to manage her own emotional response, balancing the desire for accountability with the need to maintain composure. Leaked messages suggest she engaged in strategic discussions with her team, analyzing the potential implications of every viral clip, screenshot, and rumor. Fans were relentless, combing through each interaction to uncover hidden truths and predict next moves, fueling a non-stop cycle of analysis and speculation. According to sources, the affair and confrontation also sent shockwaves through the extended social circle. Friends claim that mutual acquaintances became embroiled in the drama, offering support, commentary, and sometimes criticism, which added layers of tension and complexity. Leaked messages reveal heated exchanges, candid confessions, and moments of mediation that attempted to contain the emotional volatility. Social media users devoured every leak, turning private disputes into viral content and amplifying the stakes for everyone involved. Insiders indicate that the emotional fallout had personal consequences for Tamar. Friends report that she struggled with sleep deprivation, emotional exhaustion, and anxiety over public perception. Leaked texts suggest she wrestled with the ethical implications of her actions and the possibility of long-term consequences for both herself and those affected. Social media amplified each revelation, allowing fans to dissect every word, gesture, and statement, creating a pressure cooker environment that heightened the drama even further. Sources reveal that Mendeecees also experienced intense emotional turbulence. Friends describe private moments of reflection, attempts at reconciliation, and emotional admissions that painted a complex picture of his perspective. Leaks allegedly reveal his struggle with the consequences of the affair, balancing accountability, personal feelings, and the perception of fans and social media audiences. Every text, every leaked conversation, and every online reaction became another layer in the narrative that captivated millions. According to insiders, the scandal reached a tipping point as additional private communications were leaked. Friends say these messages contained both confrontational and conciliatory content, highlighting the emotional complexity of the situation. Tamar and Mendeecees reportedly debated next steps, accountability, and how to navigate the intense public attention, while Yandy weighed her responses carefully. Fans seized on every leak, dissecting emotional subtleties, and turning the ongoing drama into an obsession that dominated trending topics. Leaked messages suggest that Tamar's emotional journey included moments of vulnerability, reflection, and confession. Friends report that she grappled with shame, regret, and the desire for understanding from those affected. Meanwhile, Mendeecees reportedly faced the challenge of reconciling public scrutiny with private emotions, trying to find balance amidst a storm of viral speculation. Fans eagerly followed each development, turning the saga into a constant topic of conversation and viral debate. Insiders claim that Yandy's strategic management of the fallout helped stabilize the situation, but tensions remained high. Friends describe ongoing private discussions, subtle confrontations, and careful planning to manage emotional and reputational consequences. Leaks indicate that she maintained a balance between accountability and composure, and fans analyzed each new revelation, trying to determine how the story would evolve next. According to sources, the affair and the confrontation set off a chain reaction of emotional revelations, viral speculation, and social media chaos. Friends say that Tamar, Mendeecees, and Yandy were forced to navigate a delicate balance of personal accountability, emotional honesty, and public perception. Each leak, conversation, and interaction fueled a growing storm of fan analysis, making the story a non-stop viral phenomenon. Insiders hint that the saga is far from over. Friends report that private confrontations, emotional admissions, and potential future leaks could continue to drive public fascination. Fans remain glued to social media, dissecting every clip, screenshot, and text, anticipating the next explosive twist in a scandal that has captured national attention. The emotional rollercoaster of Tamar Braxton, Mendeecees Harris, and Yandy Smith has set a new standard for reality TV drama. Friends insist that while some moments have been resolved privately, the story's viral momentum ensures that every fan, influencer, and observer remains on edge. Each revelation, leak, and confrontation adds fuel to the fire, promising that this saga will dominate headlines, trends, and online discussions for weeks to come. The explosive revelations surrounding Tamar Braxton, Mendeecees Harris, and Yandy Smith have left fans stunned, and the fallout is far from over. Every leaked message, private confession, and behind-the-scenes confrontation has ignited social media, turning this scandal into one of the most talked-about stories in reality TV history. You don't want to miss a single detail, because every new update could change the story entirely. Hit that like button now to show you're part of this conversation, and comment below with your thoughts. Do you side with Tamar, Mendeecees, or Yandy? Fans are already debating the motives, the drama, and the emotional fallout, and your opinion could spark the next viral discussion. Every comment matters, and this is your chance to engage directly in a story that has captivated the internet. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications immediately. Insider sources suggest more explosive leaks and emotional confrontations are coming, and missing out could leave you behind as the drama unfolds in real time. Every update, every revelation, and every leaked text has the potential to shock, surprise, and keep the story trending worldwide. Don't just watch from the sidelines, engage, react, and become part of the conversation. Like, comment, and subscribe now to make sure you're the first to know about every jaw-dropping moment in this scandal. The drama isn't over, and every single detail counts. Be part of the viral conversation before the next explosive twist changes everything.